Hello everyone, so today I'll be going over with you guys a lesson that I taught with my fourth graders in my K-5 internships. It's using the Life Science Grade 4 SLAG, and this lesson was about, or unit, was about heredity learning, and I went over day 5 with them. So day 1 through 4 was them learning about inherited characteristics versus learned behavior, and day 5 transitioning how their inherited characteristics and learned behavior is affected by their environment. So to introduce the lesson and hook them in, I use this picture. This is showing 4 generations of women, my great-grandma, my grandma, my mom, and myself. And I just wanted them to use their vocabulary words they've been using to really understand if they knew what these words meant. So I asked them what's inherited characteristics, and they were able to say that me and my mom have the same hair color, and that my grandma and my great-grandma have the same hair color as well, and that one day me and my mom would probably get thicker hair from them. And then we all have the same smile, and then we have squinty eyes, and that we have the same stature, and they were really able to pull those characteristics, which I was impressed about. What I was really impressed about is that they were on top of learned behavior. I really wasn't sure what they were going to say because this is a picture, and I wasn't sure if they would really understand what I was asking them, but they were on point. They were saying that we had to learn how to stand, we learned how to smile, we learned how to dress fancy. I could tell that they were really into it and they were ready to learn. And so we transitioned into our pre-assessment. So their prerequisite for this was to make observations that plants and animals closely resemble their parents, but variations exist among individuals. So throughout this picture, I asked what characteristics that both animals have, and how does that baby resemble its parent? They were able to answer this, so I knew they understood their pre-assessment goals. Um, Next, I went into the activity for the day, and I modeled out what they were going to be doing. So I used an elephant, and I used the YouTube video and the article. So what this was showing is that in day 5 and 6, they can explain how plants and animals have characteristics that are inherited, including some that are affected by their environment. So you will be assigned a plant or animal to research how their environment affects it. Record your information, add illustrations. You also may include any of its inherited or learned characteristics. So what I showed them is the YouTube video actually didn't work, not because it's a bad link, it's just because our my CT's audio wasn't working. So we just kind of rolled with punches, and they were able to tell me what are some inherent characteristics about an elephant. And then we read the article, and I had printed it out. I wanted to use Smartboard again using the pens, but it just wasn't working. So I just printed it out. I rolled the punches, and I underlined for them where I saw some inherited characteristics, learned behavior, or things that are environment. And I wrote environment so that they could go back, and when I asked them, where do we see environment? How their characteristics are affected by that? We were able to easily pull it out of the article. And they, at first, they're kind of getting it, but throughout the modeling, I could tell that they were understanding it more. And then I wanted to make sure that what I saw in the paper was very explicit. So I wanted to make sure that I saw environment written down on their paper with some explanations, and then I wanted to see at least 3 inherited characteristics and learned behavior. And then I told them that, and then I asked them, hey, what are you going to be doing when you go back to your seat with your partner? So that they really understood what they were going to be doing, and that when I went around, I wouldn't have to worry about reiterating directions, but I could really ask those depth of knowledge questions to them. So once they understood what they were doing and I modeled this out, I split them up into groups. This was just the article that I had planned on doing online. I deleted the names because that's confidential, but I went ahead and broke them up, and so they knew what group they were in. And we actually had done this for day 4, so that day 5, there wasn't any questions, so they knew this is my group. I did do differentiated groups where we had a higher student and maybe a lower medium student. I didn't want the same students because I knew a lot of the students work together. So I wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit so that they could get to know a new person or even help out their classmate. And this worked really well. And again, the directions are explicitly put on here what they should be doing so they know, hey, this is what I'm doing. Then I went around and gave them a slip of paper with their assigned um, plant or animal. On the next page, it has the links to it, and it's either a Mayan book or an article or in a YouTube video. So every student got a YouTube video, and then they either got an article or a Mayan book. So on the Mayan books, me and my CT had already put in a class set of what they were so they could just log into Mayan and pick out the book that they were supposed to read. Or they were given the link through our email, so I got all their emails and I just sent it out so there wouldn't be any of this typing the links, but I just went ahead and gave it to them so they would have what animal they got. And then next page is just the links. So after they did this on day 6, they would come back together and they would use their paper, and as a partnership, they would use one of the flags and show and tell to the other students, this is what I got. This is the animal I had. This is how their environment was affected. And this is what I saw, inherited, and learned. So that the students aren't just getting one animal, but all the animals that all the groups did, and that they were able to present it. So the lesson was fairly not fairly easy, but it just really there was a lot of student interaction. I could tell that they were excited about learning about new animals. It was great to see. I wasn't really sure how excited they were to be about this, but they blew my expectations out of the waters, and I hope you enjoyed.